We're going to rank all the healers in King Arthur Legends Rise. Healers are very important. You're going to start using them on day one all the way to the end, and I'm going to rank them right now, and we're going to talk about them individually. You guys let me know your thoughts on these down below. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if I missed something in some scenario where they are absolutely needed and amazing. It'll help everybody out. We're going to start off with Gillian. Gillian is a legendary. She is ranked number 1 for in-game comps. But starting out at day 1 or even week 1, she's not that great. You're going to feel like she's very weak and she's not helping your team stay alive, and she only does single target healing. Why and how can she be the best healer out there? Well, wait a week, wait 2 weeks or 3 weeks until you start getting further, and then you'll really start using her. Yes, at day 1, I wouldn't use her. I'd use some other healer, even like Luke here, which is an uncommon that you get for free because he heals for so much on his skill 3. It's really powerful, and we'll use Luke later on. There's a favorite dungeon, kind of like a faction dungeon that has only bulls, and he's the only healer for that dungeon. So we will use him, and I really like Luke. I really like Amelia. It just costs 3 vigor to use their heals, but their heals are extremely strong, and I used Luke for quite a long time before I started using anybody else. But Gillian is, without a doubt, the number 1 legendary because she'll knock back the attack gauge on the enemy, she'll remove abnormal status effects and heal your allies, and she'll increase the allies' attack gauge. This is more of a mid to end game thing. In the beginning, you're really not going to notice this as much because you're going to be plowing through content, but later you're going to want Gillian on your team. In the beginning, if you do get lucky enough to get her, play her with another healer and then have like 2 DPSs in there, and then you might start really appreciating her. Number 2 is Clementine. This is a great rare healer. A lot of people will have her, and depending on what relic you have, you can remove debuffs or you can remove abnormal status effects on her second ability. Great healing, plus she has a passive that is very strong, and you're going to use it later on in game. She has the ability to knock back the attack gauge, and then to even further knock back the attack gauge here with this ability that is really fun to play with, and we will do further videos on it to go over Clementine. Number 3, I will say there's 2 different healers that could be in the number 3 role here, and that is Torren along with Sarah. Sarah does great healing, the same amount as Clementine, but she will remove debuffs. It's really strong, and it's gotten me through a lot of content. This Torren that we get for free day 1, as long as you have 2 additional copies of her. To get this chivalry, she will change it to knight when you go into a battle. And then from that, when she heals, she's going to give this recovery over time on her skill 2. Now you can heal on her skill 3. It's a big heal, but this skill 2, along with this increased defense that doubles up twice, you can get 2 debuffs, 2 buffs on your heroes. So 2 buffs of increased defense of 40% is very strong to mitigate damage. And you can push content that you would otherwise die, like just take too much damage and die too quickly. With these increased defense, along with this recovery over time, and maybe even throw in another healer, you can do a lot with Torren. So I really like using her, and I do think she's just as powerful as somebody like Sarah. So that's Gillian, Clementine, and then Torren and Sarah together in the same rank, rank 3. Isolde, I feel like, is ranked on her own. She's not even ranked number 4. She's just off to the side and really there for Gorgos. He's the big flaming monkey that puts up burns. She can remove those damage over times. She can apply damage over time on her skill 1. And if you have her chivalry 3, she can actually extend dots that are on Gorgos. And you get her flame relic for free going through the adventure mode. So with that flame relic, you could cast this skill 3 to remove a dot, give you healing, and then also extend dots if you have that chivalry 3. But outside of that, her healing is nowhere near as strong as Torren, Sarah, Clementine, or even really Gillian. So I would stay away from Isolde in the beginning because she isn't the best healer, even though I kind of invested in her a lot because I really enjoyed her from beta, but she's just not the healing potential as these other ones are. That leaves us with our uncommons and Ardwin. Do not underestimate these uncommons. This amount of healing is massive. I know it's 3 vigor, and we're trying to use a lot of 2 vigors on those other healers. Like really, we're using 2 vigor on those other healers and getting good AoE heals. But they're not as strong as this AoE heal, and these uncommons are so much easier to level up. It takes such fewer resources to level up these uncommons as opposed to a rare, and especially as opposed to Gillian, this legendary. It takes a lot of resources to get her up. So far less gold, far less experience potions, far less everything, and those healers will get you a long way. And we do have reset tokens in this. So you can reset a hero. After you leveled up a hero, you can use that reset token. You get 4 a month in the shop. We get them from events. You can reset that hero back down to level 1 and get those resources back. Although, again, these are used for the favorite dungeons. Those different dungeons where we need the factions here, like the bulls, to have a healer in. And this guy is the healer for that one. We don't have any other option. So it's really good to have Luke leveled up. Now, this is Ardwin. She can't heal on her skill 3, but it's based off of attack. All those other healers are based off of their max HP, which is giving us really good heals and really good survivability. She does do a lot of damage, and maybe at late game, this is nice to have, to give everybody a heal based off of her attack if we need it, but I don't consider her like a main healer. She's not somebody that you would use early game to heal, to attack, sure, but not to heal, and she's not somebody that we bring in as a main healer for our group. We really don't want to waste 3 vigor if we don't have to. We want to try to focus on everybody's 2 vigor cost healing, like we have here with Clementine, of 8.5% of her max HP, along with doing something nice. And we've got the same thing over here with Sarah, 2 vigor, doing 7.9% of her max HP, and then removing a debuff. And then, of course, with this 2 vigor, as long as you have 2 additional copies to go into her chivalry to turn it into knight, we get the recovery over time, plus the increased defense to mitigate all that damage. It's not a lot of healing, but we're mitigating so much damage with this recovery over time, it makes it worth it. And then if we need a big heal, we've got this big backup heal. And a lot of these other ones like Clementine and Sarah have big backup heals on their skill 3s. Again, her healing, even her skill 3 healing on this flame relic is as low as our skill 2 vigor cost on those other healers. So Isolde, just even though she looks the coolest to me, does not do the healing I need outside of Gorgos. Like, I just wouldn't bring her in outside of Gorgos. You do get one more healer when you first start playing the game, and his name is Frederick. You get him with that 10 summons that you get with Morgan. Do not level Frederick up as your healer. It's just not worth it. This guy is not good enough to be a healer. He doesn't remove anything for you unless you have his chivalry 8. He won't do anything special with his heal. With his chivalry 8, maybe there's something later on we can do with him. With this increased attack and this recovery over time every 3 turns, because it's on a 2-turn cooldown, could be some interesting things we could do with Frederick, but this guy is not worth it. To me, he's not in this healing category. I mean, he's really not even a healer. He's categorized as a support. But I just don't believe in Frederick, especially compared to all those other healers. He's not going to bring what we need to keep our team alive. Those are the healers. Let me know your thoughts on all these down below. Rank number 1, there we go. Rank number 2, rank number 3 together are Sarah along with Torren. Rank number 4 would be just really these healers over here as uncommons. Rank number outside of the scope of healing, just used for Gorgos, would be Isolde. And then we have another one like this based off of attack. And that's really it for our healers, but they are really needed to get through content. So make sure if you got her, Gillian, and you're using her very early on, if she's not working for you, it's because she only does single target heals, and she works out really well once your guys are a little bit tankier, you're a little bit stronger, and you're going through and you're knocking back that attack gauge of the enemy. You're making sure those abnormal status effects that get applied to your DPS or to anyone get removed and get healed. And then she increases the attack gauge of your allies. And you're going to love this lady. With enough speed and her knocking back this attack gauge whenever she attacks, it's insane. Thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate your time, your love, your support. Join us on Discord. That's down below. And I will see you all in a video soon.